All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I need all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Hakodash. The honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the Akim and to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, preaching this truth and faith and in all sincerity. I'm the brother Shemala from GMS Houston Camp. And this lesson is going to be entitled, Let This Mind Be in You, as which was also in Yahawashi. And this is just going into a couple of scriptures here in Philippians, the second chapter. All right, which I had just read. I'll be do my daily reading, and this is the chapter or the book, that I'm in right now. But I'm going to just do the first 10 verses for now. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, but Philippians 2:1. If there be therefore any consolation in Yahawashi, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Now, this is important because, this is, how we should be, in this truth, right, in this faith, being like-minded, okay? As far as, this, the goal, right, that we are trying to achieve, all right, and we all are trying to get the kingdom of heaven, and we all are trying to, gain, salvation, all right, but there are ways to, conduct ourselves even amongst, one another, okay, in this walk with each other, all right, in this brotherhood, and, we got to be like-minded on, all of those things, all right, most importantly, too, this doctrine. All right, can be a lot of differences, and or he think this or he believe that. All right, no, we got to be like-minded. Like I said, it's having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. All right, because we are a body. Okay, and the body, is supposed to be in sync with one another. Okay, all of the body parts are in sync and is moving, right, and is going towards, all of the body parts come together for a particular goal. Like if you wanted to go, let's say you wanted to go to the refrigerator to get you something to eat, something simple, right? All of your body, right, is helping you, do that. Right? They all coming together, helping you do a particular thing. So in this truth, we are all working, together. It's supposed to be working with each other and in sync, all right, to achieve, that goal. All right. Says, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. All right. A person, all right, could be in this thing and, they could be, making it about them. All right. Being selfish, right. Thinking about themselves a lot. All right. When, it's not about that. All right. A person coming to this truth, having, ulterior motives to where they want to big up themselves. Right? It's not out of sincerity that they are teaching this. Right? They're learning particular scriptures or they're learning particular breakdowns. Okay, it's all for their, so-called, image that they're trying to uphold. All right, and they do a lot of things. All right, starting shit. All right, it's like I said, it's not out of a sincere mind. All right, because we can go into strife. Let's see. Apparently, in the New Testament, according to distinction, it's already put one self forward. All right, it says a partisan, a factious spirit which does not disdain low arch partisan factions. All right, but just being, all about you. Right, it says contention. All right, the person is always just starting shit. All right, can never get along with the person because it's because of their mindset and their ego to where it's gonna cause them to bump heads with a lot of people. All right, because they're gonna show that they're about themselves. Which says, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. All right, so you're supposed to have a lowly mind, right, and be humble. Okay, because this truth that we have received is not of us, but the Lord has called us into this thing, right, to work, right, and to serve Him. All right, and it wasn't our decision. All right, and He gave us particular gifts to utilize in His ministry to serve one another, and He can take it anytime He wants to. So it's important to be of that, having that humble mind. And it said, let each esteem other better than themselves. So you're supposed to look at the next man as better than you, right? Or as he's looking at him as if he's, as if he were Yahawashi and treating him as such. All right, this doesn't mean worshiping the guy. All right, but how would you treat the Lord if this was the Lord? Okay. And it's not saying, oh, you gotta look at yourself, as being a piece of, a piece of crap, all right, to another brother, but it just holding other people other than yourself, right, in high regard. All right, just not focusing on just you. Look, not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. So, it ain't just about your interests. It's not just about what you want or what you want to do. All right. You gotta stop thinking, or it's important to not think. All right, only for you and for yourself and for your own gain, or your own goals and things you're trying to achieve. No, this is a body, and you got to keep in mind of other brothers, okay? And things does not have to go your way. All right, it's about putting us ourselves right on the back basically, and putting this truth in this ministry, just making this the just the primary goal, right, and taking yourself out of the equation. All right, and it's not saying that you're not gonna have a say so, or a voice, or no. All right, but just know that just don't speak out of a place of, oh, this has to happen because I want it. It makes sense in my mind, and it just has to happen, right? And if it doesn't happen, then you all bent up about it. All right, it can't be like that. It says, let this mind be in you, which is also in Yahawashi. So it's he's giving you basically the spiritual gain, so to speak. Like, hey, bro, this is how Yahawashi thinks. All right. And in the book of Ephesians, it speaks about us, becoming, being conformed to his image. And this is how. All right. This is how you do it. All right. He's giving us the tips. It says, who being in the form of the Most High, who being in the form of a God, right, or power, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, right? And when you look at this, NLT, though he was a God or a power, he did not think of equality with God or power as something to cling to. So Yahawashi had this high position. He had power that the Most High given him. All right, he is the top spirit in the planet Earth, right? Created ever in the universe, right? Under the Most High. This is the first spirit that he created. So Yahawashi has a very, very high position, and everybody else is underneath him. All right, but he didn't cling to that. As far as how he treated people, he didn't walk with pride. With pride, I mean, he didn't come, just boasting, about who he was. Yeah, I'm this and I'm gonna get this, and you motherfuckers gonna work that. He didn't come in that particular spirit, man. He was humble. He was meek. Right, rode on a donkey. I washed the disciples' feet. So that's some of the qualities that he had to show that he was humble. All right, but made himself a no reputation, right? Because even when they tried to make him king, what did he do? All right, he got up out of there. He got up out of the way because he knew it wasn't his time. Okay, so he wasn't just boasting about his rank and authority, and it was just trying to make himself famous because of who he was, but no, for the word's sake. All right, he came, to, like he said, to save souls, basically, and to preach his ministry, and to fulfill, the commands of the Most High. Right, he was doing completely that. He didn't make it about himself. It said, it took upon him the form of a servant and was made in the likeness of men. All right, so he came to serve, and that's what he did. I just brought up the example of, him washing the disciples' feet. All right, now that doesn't seem like, something that you would see from someone of such a high status doing that, but he did it because he said it, and he took upon him the form of a servant. All right, because the Yahawashi is basically, teaching us on how to be with each other, and it don't matter about, rank or position or all of this and that. Right, we are to serve one another. It says, in being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. So he became obedient. Excuse me. He became obedient, right, unto death. Right. He followed the Most High's plans all the way unto death. Right. Fulfilled what the Most High, wanted him to do, even though it got hard. Even though the flesh got in the way at times and he wanted another way out, but he stuck with it and he did it. Okay. And that's what's important, being obedient. What did the Most High, I believe it was Samuel, said that to be obedient is better than sacrifice. So the Lord was obedient unto death, and basically did all that the scripture said he would do and be, all right, for the Israelites. So because of that, it says, wherefore the Most High highly exalted him and given him a name which is above, every name. All right, the position that he was granted, like I said, everything is under him. Yahawashi he has full control over everything. All right. This is his planet. All right. The kingdom to come, all right, he will be over everything. Right. And everybody will worship him. So we're gonna go into that. The name of Yahawashi, every knee should bow of things in heaven and the things in earth and things on the earth. So that's everybody. Right. And that every tongue should confess that Yahawashi is Lord, to the glory of the Father, to the glory of the Most High the Father. So everybody's going to acknowledge Yahawashi for who he is. Right, he's the Son of the Most High, for his rank, right, kingdom of heaven. All right, he's going to be king, right, the top king, a king of kings, the Lord of lords. Everybody's going to acknowledge that, right? Because today you got people that believe in, this God or that God and this religion and that religion. No, it's going to be the Yahawashi. Right, they're going to acknowledge him, as being that, right, as being, a God, right, because he is a God. And a God, all that God means is his power. Right, but they're going to acknowledge him as being a king. All right, like I said, the Son of the Most High. They're gonna acknowledge his authority. All right, there's not gonna be no atheists. No, they're gonna see him. All right before their eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there. All right, and hope that was edifying. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.